Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a very long time coming, but Warzone finally got a brand new map. Verdansk, as we know it, is no longer, or at least the Verdansk from modern day times is no longer. Now we have the 1984 version of Verdansk, thanks to the Season 3 update. And while at its core, this is still Verdansk, and you'll be able to recognize quite a few areas and locations from the initial 2020 version of the map, there's also a ton of new areas to check out as well. So today we're going over the new Warzone map and what all you can find within it. As always, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Let's go for 4,500 likes on this one. And of course, if you're new here, or if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you'll always find everything going on in COD right here. So feel free to subscribe so you can stay up to date. Also, quick reminder that this Friday, the 23rd, the Hey Hi How You Doing merch goes on sale at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It does ship everywhere in the world, so be sure to mark your calendars and check back then for a link to the 1UP Thread site.
Device activated. Wait! Give us a chance. You did what you had to do. You saved us all. You are the destroyer of Verdansk.
Pretty cool. Yo, that's your YouTube team.
Targets are up. Get to work.
So, like I said, Verdansk as a whole ended up changing a ton with the Season 3 update and with like the entire 1984 update, you could say. The map itself is now set in the spring, so the color tone is a bit different from what we had on the older version of Verdansk, and the lighting is also a bit different as well. Of course, a big thing on the old Verdansk is that skins like Rose or the Milsim or even some Ghost variants were actually able to essentially hide in plain sight, you could say, because lighting would just let those skins blend in just because there wasn't enough contrast. But in Verdansk 84, lighting in areas all around should be more kind, you could say, so skins are not going to blend in as easily in those darker areas. That said, if you're trying to, ghillie up and go prone in some grass or on a hill, that's totally going to work still, since obviously you're going to be in broad daylight. The lighting won't really affect that. It'll be up to you to sort of, hide yourself there. Anyway, let's talk locations, because there's quite a few locations that got updated on the 1984 version of the map. Then, of course, there's also quite a few new locations that were added in as well. So, one of the more interesting updates takes place at the very top of the dam, which is now actually no longer a dam whatsoever, but instead, it is home to Summit. Yes, the Summit you probably thought of when I said that. For the very first time in Warzone history, Verdansk now features a Black Ops map. Summit is indeed now explorable up at the top of the dam, and honestly what I think is really cool about this area is that there's now actually active cable cars that you can find, and that'll take you to certain buildings, or you can get down to other areas because of those. It's a really cool dynamic, and it offers this whole new way to engage around this area in general. Of course, previously at the dam, you didn't really have many options for traversing the land. It was either taking the zipline inside of the dam itself, which was kind of risky because if anyone was camping up on top of the bridge, you were probably not going to get out of that situation with your full squad alive. Or you could always go like to the far right or to the far left and hope that a team up top doesn't spot you and take you out there, or that the gas doesn't close in and basically cut you off. Previously, Dam was just a very, very awkward place on the map. I was not a fan of end games up there at all, but now the entire Dam area is way more friendly for in-game zones or even rotations all around because of that maneuverability. Is that a word? Sure. Because of that maneuverability it now has. Now, dipping down to the south a bit, previously outside of the airport on like the west side area leading up to the dam, there was just like this really large wide open hill that was, I would say, almost impossible to move on because you were just so exposed. But now we have the brand new old mine area, which offers a bit of cover and a bit of an area to regroup if need be. Then of course you can maybe find a bit of loot in there too if no one has previously been there. I think this is an awesome addition to that area of the map, which previously was just very wide open and very awkward yet again. This fills out that area very nicely and adds in a brand new way to engage around the dam and around the airport if you ever happen to find yourself there. Now, speaking of the airport, there were some changes made here too. Obviously, the first one you'll probably notice is that the airport is no longer destroyed like it was in the 2020 version of the map. Now there's also a brand new second story interior area that actually gives you some sightlines out over onto the tarmac and then also over to the ATC tower. This is going to be a really good area for trying to fight the ATC tower in my opinion. Of course, you still don't have that height over the tower itself, but now you can get some easy revives off if you get taken out. Basically, I would say this is like a way safer way to approach any team that's camping up there. You know, Timmy Quickscopes and all his friends are up there. They've got the claymores on the elevator and everything like that. This new second story area is actually pretty good for trying to counter that in a sense. Then of course, if you have a zone that's moving south and you're already posted up in the second story area, you have a fantastic vantage point over everyone that's moving in from the north, so it can also be pretty beneficial for fights like that. Then in the middle of the map, we got another pretty big change here. Now right next to Superstore, we have the Airplane Factory, which is like a way more finished area than the electric building and the silos that we had there before. This is like prime Verdansk real estate, you could say. I don't know if it's, free real estate, but it's definitely going to change up rotations and then also those early game engagements around that Superstore and block and hangars area, since it brings that action a lot closer and almost like tighter together since it's not as much of an open space anymore. Then as we move over to downtown, you'll notice we have a brand new crane in play here, and there's like some little aesthetic changes here and there. For the most part, downtown isn't changed up too much, but there's a handful of like smaller changes around certain buildings. Now right next to downtown, we have another big change with the stadium. Obviously, it's no longer a complete stadium. Now instead, the top is all open. There's only like a few rows of stands as it is still being constructed. This makes that entire area super, super vulnerable to players looking there from downtown. No longer is this going to be a camper's paradise. Then also, end zones here should be a lot more forgiving compared to before. Now, over in the farmland area, we have a brand new Black Ops location here as well. Standoff is placed where Farms was previously, so now you're going to be able to explore that and gear up in those buildings as if it were the multiplayer map. Of course, Summit and Standoff, the first Black Ops locations on the new Verdansk, definitely some pretty exciting stuff there. Then moving back up north a bit, we have the grid array, which you pretty much can't miss. This thing is massive. This is basically like the Duga area from Cold War. It's way up there by like the Quarry area. And this thing is, like I said, it's just huge. It allows for some really, really interesting gunplay with verticality involved. And of course, it poses as this pretty big threat in terms of rotations as well, since it's visible from so many different areas on the map. You have so many different lines of sight if you're up there and on the Duga itself. So this is sort of a dangerous area to play in, but also a very fun area to play in at the same time. Then finally, the Quarry area was updated to feature the salt mines instead of like the large low ground areas at the south side of it. And this is kind of an open area that offers a bit of natural cover with some of the salt mounds. Kind of a dangerous area though to run through if you anticipate players already being in the Quarry area, just because they could hold some pretty good lines of sight on you if you're running into there. But alas, this is another new location to explore. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention they did actually change the Gulag with the Season 3 update as well. Of course, previously it was like the whole Nuketown remake in the Gulag. Now it's actually another Black Ops map. This time around it is a standoff remake, so that has also changed as well. And if I were to guess, probably as we move throughout future seasons in Warzone, we'll see the Gulag updated some more, and I have a feeling we're going to see even more Black Ops maps pushed into here as like remasters or remakes. We've had Nuketown, now we got Standoff. Maybe we'll see like Hijacked in the future or something like that. Different like remodels in there to sort of spice things up in the Black Ops universe. All around, I won't lie, I was pleasantly surprised at just how much of Verdansk actually changed. We of course had a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation after the initial leaked commercial came out about how this new version of Verdansk may not actually feel that different compared to the first, but to me, based off of the general overview of the map and what I've been able to experience so far, it does feel very fresh, and I think that's what Warzone needed desperately. Something that sort of reignites that hype, and Verdansk 1984 definitely does that for me. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is what you need to know about the brand new Warzone map, Verdansk 1984. That's gonna wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, and basically everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.